Welcome, everyone across the world. We say a massive welcome to you on the Aba Organic Farm Liberia Farmers Union live broadcast tonight. We are very sorry it's been late, but however, we are here. As you clearly know, UK is on fire today. The heat wave has been so strong. The heat waves sweeping across the nation. So even if you have fan or whatever, you still sweating. But again, I'm glad to be here, your usual host, Madam Abba A. Anderson. And together we will move Liberia and the rest of the world into agriculture. Thanks for joining me from every part of the world you are. And kindly help me share the video. Kindly help me share this video. Tonight is another night. We should be in Bone County tomorrow. So our WhatsApp numbers are there on your screen, or you can also call us or send us email, and we can be reached via these numbers. So if you require, information on our number is 00. So the plus signs there stands for the zero, so it's 00. Okay, so sometimes if you are struggling to get us via WhatsApp, that's just to add 0044, and then the rest of the numbers are still on your screen. So I want you to kind of fasten your seatbelt and let us take a ride all the way into the field of agriculture. What are some of the things that we are looking forward for? This is it. This is it.
Fellow Liberians, as we all have entered this year 2023, we have to stand strong in building our country's economy. In doing this, we need to focus on agriculture by going back to the soil, which will help us grow our food, that will help us sustain ourselves. It is often said, and I quote, "There's only one thing that can bring our country down and also has the potential of giving our country its bright color. Our dependence on foreign countries for food and energy have led us to be spectators of our country's economy, knowing that agriculture is the backbone of our country's economy. Fellow citizens, I argue you all join the Aba Organic Farm Liberia Farmers Union every Saturday and Sunday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. on Africa 24 Online TV with their host, Ma Abba A. Anderson, the CEO and founder of Aba Organic Farm Liberia Farmers Union. For our live educative section under the topic, let's educate our farmers.
Welcome to another edition of the Aba Organic Farm Liberia Farmers Union program. So now we are here to reassure all of our fans across the world that we are putting things together as Liberia and Liberians work towards election. We are not just seated and have our hands folded, but rather we are able to put in place strategies that will help us right after election. There is still miles to fill. And agriculture It's a must. It's not something that we will say, okay, this year we will not eat, but we will keep the food out for next year. No, this is a must, and we have to treat it as it is. When something is urgent and is needed to be attended to, you take it as primary. So, our way of looking at agriculture is a primary view of life. And in the midst of our plans to be able to have a great, great election, whom we are all praying endlessly, to have those peaceful election, we still do know that right after election, there is still people. Within election, there are still people. And there are many, I would say, that we have to depend on what we do to have incomes consistently. So let me just use the time to welcome all of you watching across the world. I just want to welcome you. I want to welcome you this pleasant Saturday night. On the UK side, it's about 21:06. And so other part of the world are on different timing. So we will want to just greet you according to your time. Um, Many of us know about the Abba Organic Farm and been hearing about the Abba Organic Farm. But besides the Abba Organic Farm, we want to be able to know what to do. What is happening to Liberia? What is the root cause of where we are? Why are we being stuck or static in poverty for years? Why have we not been able to rise up out of poverty? It is because we are waiting to have it all. We want people to come in to help us to build our houses, to build our employment opportunity, to also help us create all avenue possible. But that does not exist. And I would like to share this with everyone. It is good that we all want people to help us, but nowhere in the world where they are doing everything for you. There are steps in life that you must be able to climb, and then you get people to come after you, to support you in what you're doing. Look, they must see you involved into what you're doing that will attract them to come. So if you see why we have been started to where we are now, and for the next 5 to 6 years, if we do not do anything about it, we will still be stuck. It's because we have this mindset that, yeah, we need to have it all before we start. So the Abba Organic Farm is here to set that idea and say to you, no. I was listening to the founder of Alibaba yesterday, and it was so inspiring. He said he have applied to, I think, a college or a university, something around there, 3 times. 3 times he was denied. Why? Because he failed the exam. It does not matter how. It matters your plan. I know some of us have tried so much and saw little, but we are determined. Look, in order for us to come this far, there have been so much challenges. But you know what? We know above the challenge lies reality. In order to achieve those things, we must consistently fight the battle. And Liberians, we cannot sit down in our DNA time and expect the US is coming to help us build our roads, build our hospitals, build our homes, send us to free schools, as well as giving us income consistently. That does not exist, my dear sister and brother. That is why we must be able to look at things from a higher perspective. And I like to say thank you, Henry Jala. I said thank you for following me and the rest of the team. Continue to share the video, and thanks for your endless support. There is nowhere that we can go with that mindset. We must work. And it does not matter how small we start. I want us to know we will have to start. And expect other person to join us. And I know as many as we are, we can start this. Look, we need to wake up and work towards reality. America has helped Ghana or other countries are also on the list. But they had to come to the understanding. Look, like you read about the pyramid in Nigeria today. What led to the pyramid in Nigeria? Why Nigeria produced so much as, as compared to previous production? It's because Nigeria have finds a tangible source of income and consistent income through the soil. We have it. We are not just having the soil, but we're having the right soil. But what we have not been able to grab is that knowledge to know what is right to be planted at what time and where. And besides that, that awareness that makes you feel that you are part of something that is worth being part of. And thirdly, no level of support have led us to where we are. But I want us to hold on together. This is just speak to you. I know people are tired, a lot of things have been going on, but I just want you to sit back. Let us digest this. If we do not do something about what is going on, do we think someone else is going to do it for us? Do we think that our situations might change? Or we should approach it now from a different perspective? Look, Mark Zuckerberg has so much on his plate, and everything that he had to work through it. Today, we have lots of people using the search engine, and lots more people are now understanding the importance of the importance of the internet. So I say this to say to you all that we have to start, even if it is from a pinch of a salt. I want Liberians that have Liberia at heart to realize that unless we as Liberians can take the initiation and walk towards reality, let us use, the method that other people have used and be able to focus on what we can do. Liberia will not go nowhere. Today, we may have the thousands in our accounts, but remember, we are not yet anywhere to a system that will allow that thousand to be genuine, to be strong, to have value, and be able be able to be used based on its currency after years. That's why you can get 100,000, and tomorrow that 100,000 becomes valueless in the eyes of the eyes of the US dollars. Because one thing we do not realize is that a currency is actually built by what you produce. That's what gives it a value. Until we can build a system that can make our money value, we will always have a higher level of things that is giving us problem. So I want you all to please stand by me and stand by us as Liberians. Stand by every one of us. Let us then realize that, yeah, despite all of our many challenges, we have realized our mistakes. The power to change Liberia is not in the hands of the American, it's in our own hands. The power to be able to change our nation and provide jobs opportunity does not rest on others that will come in, but rest on us that will take the right decisions. And these are areas where we need to strengthen. We cannot have a community that only rely on the US or the international community. How can we build a system when everything we need has to come from outside? Can we now be able to build a society that can help us to produce? How much are for these machines that we cannot afford as a country as old as Liberia? Are machines that we cannot afford? Till today, we are still importing the least things like salt. We are still importing Maggi. What we call chicken still in Liberia, we still import it. Even the tomatoes, we import fresh tomato. I'm not talking even about tomato sauce. We are talking about just something that can be planned and be harvested within 3 to 4 months. We are still importing them. Yet we do not have jobs. Yet we are still struggling. How can we be able to help the situation? How can we be able to tackle what is going on? It is by us looking at the way out. And the way out lies in us. We have to make the sacrifice. And I know some Liberians are out there ready to do the sacrifice, but do not know where to start from. Do not know how to go about it. But I want to just encourage you to continue to follow us. Because in December, we are looking at starting. So if you have the mindset that you want to be a part of an organization, you want to go Liberia, or maybe you just want to interact with your people and talk to them and inspire them to go back to the source, that can also be your own contribution. Look, we should all be speaking in these tones. It make no sense to work in a diaspora and go back home where your income does not in any way cope with your daily expenses in your local country according to you. How can people in Liberia income be higher than the people in the West? Because why? Everything in Liberia it triples the price. Why? Because people are purchasing them from different areas and transporting them from those areas to our local market. And how many of us in Liberia can afford today? We have no statistics of how many children will not have school education this year. Those that are even been expected to go to school have not yet had the privilege to a free school. Many of the children right now, they might not have opportunity to sit in class because our society have provided those areas. But should we all Just sit back and say, okay, same government, I want to do it. We ourselves will not do it. No, I think we can do it. I have not come to any point in my life where I think otherwise. What I think that I need to do more is to continue to talk about it and continue to create that awareness in our communities that will allow us to understand the value of who we are. And I say this not only to Liberia alone, I'm speaking about Africa in general. Because more African countries, our people are struggling in their own land to the point they end up turning to become refugees in different parts of the world. Some of them are claiming on a boat to come to Europe and America, all because they find no system that they can hold on to. Europe do not have it all. America do not have it all. Matter of fact, when you get to America, it means that you are signed up for work. Work before you live. That's not live before you work. No, you work before you live. That's why America, Europe, and the rest of it horrible. That's how it is. So if we can come here and we can work, we can pay taxes, we can be able to earn. Don't we think Africa is a place to be? Look, the Alibaba from the CEO of Alibaba was able to say that. He said years back when he was starting the program, every time he thought of Africa, people would say to him, what are you going to look for in Africa? Africa is not the best place. They have mosquitoes, they have this, they have that. And he said within himself, I don't think that place is safe enough. But as his mind started to think out of the box, he said, I don't just want to go to Africa to hear about Africa. I want to feel Africa myself. I want to know Africa myself. And I want to touch Africa. And he said that since he went to Africa, he now realized that, look, the actual riches is in Africa, where we have greener forests, where we have opportunity to direct sunlight, where we have fresh air, and we have land. Why is it that it's not possible that Africa can wake up? Why do we think that way? And he started by saying he's looking forward to a start investment in Africa. It's somebody that can come from that far, can see our continent and understand what we have. I think it is now time that we too understand what we have. It's not going to be easy to get the mindset of the people to do what is meant to be done. But like I said, consistently, we will be able to start. And so I want you all that have been following me for years now, that have not backed down on consistency. I have not turned my back on what I see, that we as Liberia have to develop Liberia, and we as Liberia has it all. All we need is that motivation, that investment, and that opportunity that every Liberian can become a part of this unique strategy that will boom not even the physical part, but also can boom our income to help us deliver us from this mindset of poverty. I think we can get somewhere. Poverty is in the mind. It can be diverted from the mind. It can be changed and transformed. It's not static unless you allow it to be. But I think when we take another approach, we are not just going to develop Liberia, we are going to develop a nation and a people that will not just sustain themselves for this 5 or 6 years, but will sustain themselves for years to come. We want a paved streets. We want a big houses. We want good supermarkets. We want good life We want to live, but we have to sacrifice. This is the time for us to sacrifice. John Ross, I say thank you for following me. Thanks so much, Mr. Ross. And so this is why I'm saying, and I will consistently say, it may not be happening the way I wanted, the time we wanted, but let us all keep us in prayer that this program can start. Even if it is two-person that will start with it, let us start. I believe we have to start from somewhere. I believe that we need to start from somewhere. And now is the time. Let us rise as Liberia. Let us tackle this poverty and change Liberia together. This is how I would like to come to the end of tonight's edition. And I want you to please join me in Bon County tomorrow. So we must be coming on live in the morning. Yeah. So join us in Bon County on Radio Banga. So if you are not able to join the Radio Banga, we just want you to click and follow us because we will be carrying the program live where you will be interacting with farmers, hearing their views on this program, the Aba Organic Farm, Liberia Farmers Union. So good night. If you are not in the night and you are going about or you are at work, I like to say have a pleasant Saturday as we all move Liberia and Africa together.
Fellow Liberians, as we all have entered this year 2023, we have to stand strong in building our country's economy. In doing this, we need to focus on agriculture by going back to the soil, which will help us grow our food, that will help us sustain ourselves. It is often said, and I quote, there's only one thing that can bring our country down and also has the potential of giving our country its bright color. Our dependence on foreign countries for food and energy have led us to be spectators of our country's economy, knowing that agriculture is the backbone of our country's economy. Fellow citizens, I argue you all join the Aba Organic Farm Liberia Farmers Union every Saturday and Sunday from 7 to 8:30 p.m. on Africa 24 Online TV with their host, Ma Abba A. Anderson, the CEO and founder of Aba Organic Farm Liberia Farmers Union. For a live educative section under the topic, let's educate our farmers.
It's a must. We will deliver Liberia out of poverty. Again, I like to say thank you for being a part of this program, sharing this program, and following this program. We are in it together, and together we will deliver Liberia. Good night, and tomorrow we will be here live on the Aba Organic Farm Liberia Farmers Union program. Good night.